don't know why it is, but oftentimes we as a society don't embrace creative solutions for problems. Let me give you a very specific example of something that I absolutely love, but it's just done on a very small scale instead of growing it into a big initiative that can really do some good. So there's this program where animal rescue cats are given to prisoners to be taken care of, right? In many cities, especially like where I'm from in LA, animal rescue shelters are just overrun, right? There's just so many cats and dogs that are just there, and even with a tremendous amount of volunteers, they just can't be taken care of in the proper way. And obviously, we live in a society that has an industrial prison complex, and so kind of pairing the two together, it's like, why not, right? Give people in prison a purpose, give them an animal to love. Like, most people really love animals. Obviously, if they're allergic and stuff like that, it's not a good situation. But, that's few and far between. And, most people want to give love and receive it, right? An animal gives unconditional love. Dogs more so than cats, perhaps. But either way, there is that give and take aspect to it where there's a sense of purpose, right? For someone in prison to be taking care of this animal. And I think it's just so beautiful. But again, it's such an inventive solution towards a problem. It's not, the end-all, be-all. It doesn't solve everything by any stretch of the imagination. But at least it helps. It helps humanize people in prisons. It helps take care of these animals. So why not? Especially in places like Los Angeles and so forth. This is just an amazing thing that I would love to see really sort of take off. And, I'm always amazed when I do hear creative solutions towards societal problems where, it's something that I've not heard about, but like in an instant, it just clicks and it's like, oh, this makes so much sense. And you really start to grapple with, well, why don't we do that? And I understand that there's red tape involved and things of that nature, but I don't know, it's not a simple thing, but I think we've got to get better at starting to address these societal issues, right? I mean, crime, homelessness, inflation, right? All these things. I think, as humanity, we can actually come up with some really viable solutions, but for whatever reason, we don't try them out, we dismiss them, and so forth. And I understand, there's the lobbying aspect of it, and stuff like that, but I don't know, that's just more of the world that I wish to see if we just saw creativity as a way to nurture love and just nurture society, really. So that's my message, and if nothing else, I want to say I know there are a tremendous amount of organizations out in the world doing good, and I want to commend all of them, because it's not a simple task by any stretch of the imagination. And to us, the everyday person that feels like we might have to be doing enough, seek some of these places out, these organizations, whatever organization, right? I'm not going to say go to this one and go to that one. I mean, there's so many societal woes out there that just picking one is enough, right? Like, you can't really go wrong. If anything, where I think people make a mistake is that they try to start their own initiative when there's already so many great initiatives. And for me, my sort of guiding light is the people that are, picking organizations that are like down on ground zero, so to speak, the ones that are doing it day in, like if I was doing, let's say an indigenous culture sort of a charity, well, I would want a charity run by indigenous people that works with indigenous people and whatnot, on a day-to-day basis, which might sound like a banal point, and yet so many charities also do exist that are so, not saying they don't do good work, but they are so removed from the actual cause itself that, I don't know, it's kind of interesting to observe. So anyway, I hope there's at least a little bit of inspiration in all that that I wanted to share with you. And yeah, let's continue to get creative with how we deal with all this stuff, and there's a path forward. So if anything, that's my ultimate message. There's a path forward.